moms, we all know when our children do not get enough sleep. It's just obvious in their behavior, and not only does it affect our sleep because they wake us up in the middle of the night, but then it affects our day because they're cranky. Doesn't matter if they're a toddler or they're a teenager. They just don't behave the way that they can. So just how much sleep should your child be getting each night, and how do you recognize if they're actually having some serious problems, or maybe not even so serious problems, as a result of lack of sleep? So Laurie Leadley with the Sleep Disorder Center here in the Valley is here with some answers for us. So tell me the name of your sleep disorder center.
We're Valley Oximetry Sleep Disorder Center.
Okay.
We have a location in Mesa and in Phoenix.
That makes it easy because then you're kind of out there. Let's just ask the obvious question: how much sleep do kids need? Let's take from toddlers to, let's say, elementary and like a high schooler. What do they need?
Okay, well, toddlers obviously are going to need more. They need about 12 to 14 hours of sleep, and then school-age children need about 10 to 11 hours of sleep. And then as we get older, then we go to 7 to 9 hours of sleep.
Okay. A lot of families are sitting here going, we don't do that in our home. We don't have that. As a result, what are some of the behaviors that they might be seeing?
Well, children
are dismissing.
They get very hyperactive, moodiness. It affects their school, grades, the whole family. It affects them. It also affects our well-being. It's very important that we get sleep so that the heart works properly, the lungs work properly, the brain is restored, the metabolism then works properly, and those kinds of things we see faltering in our bodies when we don't get the right amount of sleep. Sleep loss also equals weight gain.
In children, too?
Yes, in children,
I've read
too.
that in adults and women in particular,
Right.
but I didn't realize in children.
One of the recommendations, the American Academy of Pediatrics is recommending that every child now be screened for snoring, because snoring equals sleep apnea in some cases. And so they're trying to diagnose the sleep apnea earlier than when they get to be adults. Then they have cardiovascular disease, hypertension.
Because it's a lifetime of the body, taking its toll on the body.
Exactly.
So, you know, I've got a 3-year-old, almost 3-year-old, and he has a little snore. Mm-hmm. What are we looking for? Something that's persistent, something that's loud? What are we looking for?
What you want to look for is mouth breathing, gasping, pauses in their breathing. And if you see that, if your child is more irritable and moody, wants to sleep more often than the average, 10, 12 hours for the 3-year-old, those are kinds of things that you want to look at. A lot of young children will get more frequent ear infections and nose infection because the obstruction is caused in the throat, which is the tonsils, the adenoids, and some even have it in the nasal passage.
And so are these symptoms, and what you've just described with respect to the tonsils and the adenoids, is that also the same in older children, or does it? So the things we're talking about can be any range of child. You brought along some props, and I want to draw attention to them right here. Are these some of the tools, or what is this?
Yes.
It looks kind of crazy.
In obstructive sleep apnea, the recommendation is for children to get their tonsils and adenoids out at a certain age. But past that, this is CPAP, which is...
We're out of time, and I apologize. We're going to have more information on our website. Thanks for making some time. I apologize.